Welcome back to Talk Horror to Me, the only horror movie review podcast that loves to LARP. That being said, before we get into this movie, let's find out what we're looking at tonight. Tonight we review 2020's Antebellum. Antebellum is a 2020 American black horror thriller film written and directed by Gerard and Christopher Renz in their feature directorial debuts. The film stars Janelle, Monae, Eric Lange, Jena, Malone, Jack Huston, Kiersey, Clemons, and Gabourey Sidibe. In Antebellum, successful author Veronica Henley is finishing a book tour before she returns home to her husband and daughter. But a shocking turn of events is about to upend Veronica's existence, plunging her into a horrifying reality that forces her to confront her past, present, and future before it's too late. Welcome back, hey girls.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I just have to do one note taking. I said LARPing, and Carly had this face in background going, "What the f is LARPing?" And
then it hit me.
They just let you know live action role play was what LARPing is, and everybody's like, "What?" So I thought I'd give you a beat on that. But hey, that's not important. What is important is who picked this film.
Me.
Yes.
Yay, Brooke.
But this is our second time reviewing it with the whole setup. So,
well, I mean, it's only my first time. I'm just saying. Behind the scenes, we were texting. I was like, "Oh my god, I found out so much more stuff." Says I watched it again, and I'm just like, "Yeah, I don't know about this film." But you need to select who wants to talk about it first.
I want to know what you thought.
Oh man, I didn't think that was coming. Okay, so everybody knows from last week, these ladies were like all about this film. They were in love with it. They were so excited to watch again. I had never seen it, so I'm like just riding the energy of my co-host, saying it's going to be amazing because they know what's up. And then I watched it, and okay, this is what I'll say: amazing cinematography, beautifully. Cast the DP, whoever did the cinematography was gorgeous. Well done. The acting was well done. Everything I can say is amazing about the film, except the fact that I knew what the summary was. I watched the trailer, and to me, I'm like, what is happening in this film? In the entire first act of the film is all very Civil War era, plantation, slavery, the blue and the gray. And I'm like, all right, so what's going on? What am I going to see the author of this film, of this, in the trailer, until we wake up second act and all of a sudden we're in the present when we hear the cell phone go off, which was actually, I think the alarm. And I was like, okay, so I pivoted and that was cool. But I already knew that she was supposed to be in the film. So for me to do the entire first act in the past, the second act in the present, until they join up to the middle, we really know what's happening for the third act. That twist was cool. But for me, I spoke to Carly off air, is that I would have loved the more like creepiness factor, because the trailer had the little girl in the hallway at the hotel. And I'm like, what's all these weird, like ghostly spectral elements? And for me, it was just like a straight, just like survival pick. So for me, I was like, all right, so we get all the survival in the first act. We get all the, the buildup of who this woman in the present was, with no continuity between her and the past. And I think that's where you lost me. I wanted to have either she was researching for a book that we were made to believe is about this woman in the past, that she's maybe a descendant of this woman in the past, until we find out the real deal. So for me, I think it was a little disjointed, but overall, I love all the elements. It just the way it was put together, it was kind of took me out of the story. Yeah. Carly, enough about me.
Well, the first time I watched it, like I was saying, I went in blind, and that was the best thing that I could have done to get the whole gist of this film. I was confused a bit when it switched to modern times because I had no idea that this is who it was about.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it all clicked, I was like, oh my God, that's true horror right there, what those people were doing to them.
Yeah.
Well,
And
yeah.
watching it this time, I'm catching on to like the one girl that they named Julia, and how she was like, you know what, fuck you people. And it explained how her hair was so perfect, and and explained the tattoo. There was in the cross. I should have known when I saw the woman running with the cross, because they never let them have anything of value.
Yeah.
So I should have known, but I didn't, and I caught it all this time. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's still creepy, and I know what happens to that asshole. Okay.
Yeah. That's nice.
I was still sitting there with my vape, smoking like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
And how about you, Brooke? Obviously, you enjoyed the film.
Yeah, for me, I guess I seen it different from you all. I seen it as like victory for the Black community.
Yeah.
Like at the end, I seen it as, yeah, she got him. She got like away, and she got to talk to her husband. Because at first I didn't notice, like the first time she was using the phone to locate her husband, like to get out of the plantation. And I don't know if you all watched like the end credits, how the FBI went in. Did y'all see that?
No.
And tore down. You didn't see how?
Oh,
the
yeah.
FBI
It's like mid credit. It's a mid credit where there's a bulldozer bulldozing through the Antebellum sign and the reenactment sign. Yeah.
And the guy, the old guy, or whatever, her father, he's the one that owned the plantation. Like he's the one that owned the whole thing.
And he was, I think, a senator or representative or something. I forget which. But yeah, he was up there in the government a little bit. Yeah. I mean, I loved all the elements. I thought they were great. I love the way they seemed, the acts together. I just wanted it to be a little more fluid. Yeah, because I mean, there's a couple of things that I can't get past. One, if she was really just, not just, because we don't know how long she was gone. I think she was gone
6 weeks.
Yeah,
6 weeks.
They was looking for
all right,
her.
so by the time we see her in the first act, she's been gone 6 weeks. The woman who had the gold cross, who ends up in the furnace. Problem with that, I'm pretty sure that gold would have melted.
Yeah,
I don't know what the melting point of gold is, but that thing looked perfect being in a furnace that basically cremated an entire body. So that was really, I know it was like supposed to be a very touching, relevant scene for the husband. I was just a little annoyed. That's like, dude, people who know how metal works would never believe that survived. But I got it. It made sense. I mean, again, if I want to nitpick on that, that would be one. But I do, if it had been done differently, with all the same ideas, like you said, Brooke, the idea of escape and victory and getting away and punishing those who deserved it. Love that. I love that. I love that. The last still I did from the movie package was her like, rah! And that was like a victory moment. So I wanted to make sure that was in there. But the idea of like, these things happened. These things happened in real life back in those times. So this is the fact that like the modern white man wanted to do this to people they felt were either beneath them or problematic.
Like they thought they was too good.
Like danger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me want to know what the other people, why they were chosen.
Yeah. Oh, did you see the people walking in as she was coming out with the fire? They was walking in taking pictures.
They're like, oh, look, a reenactor on a horse. Oh.
Yay!
So, by the way, we're spoiling it a bit. It's been 4 years, so I don't think you're gonna like not enjoy it, even if we spoil it, because by the third act, you know what's happening.
Well,
but just the idea of like this weird
summary spoiled it.
Yes, but this underground, the undergroundness of it, this hidden society doing these things to people, crazy. Actually, I thought what was more creepy was how they were treating her at the hotel.
Oh yeah,
like the front desk. I'm like, that was just that made me uncomfortable. like her trying to make reservations at the front desk, and she's like,
And what about when they went to the restaurant and it was
Yeah.
just this tiny little table with 3 chairs around it, and they were like,
It-
"Nope."
and all the
Yeah.
stacked up stuff.
Yeah.
But let's get into that a little bit more. Let's talk about our favorites, because I agree. I would never want to be sitting next to all the stacked up bust table dishes.
Yeah.
Don't they know who she is? I mean, I don't want to be a diva about it, but don't you know who I am? And as an author, Carly and I are like, well, I don't think I'm ever going on a book tour because this looks a little sketch.
It makes me not want to go to a hotel.
No.
Yeah.
But Carly, what was your favorite moment of this film?
My favorite has to be when she's like, he's injured. Come with me. Come with me. He's injured. You need to help me. And she gets 3 people in that furnace and is like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Just burns him up. And they're like,
Yeah.
what is up, you bitch?
Yeah, that was good. How about you?
It was fantastic.
It was what they deserved, for sure.
Okay, my favorite, it kind of goes a little longer. So when she got the rope around her neck and they was fighting, and they was just both beating each other's asses. Like they both was. And then she started riding on the horse and then broke her neck. That was
Yes,
That was my
That was so good. That again, these elements are amazing. I loved her as a villain, although I thought she was a little too on the nose all the time. Even when they were doing the interview over Zoom, and just the way she was kind of like, she couldn't even mask her contempt, like this kind of entitlement and a contempt. And it was like, wouldn't you want to like kind of come across a little more genuine, like as opposed to just being so like, I read this, I know you're she just had no filter about like who she was talking to.
Yeah.
So I'm not so sure about that. My best moments were all the misdirections in the first act, of where you got the impression that somehow she was a medicine woman or a voodoo priestess or some weird thing, because they kept coming to her about, when's this going to happen? When are we going to do it? The way she walked on the floorboards, the way she kept oiling the hinges with the grease. And I'm like, what is happening? It was just so bizarre that was the one thing that like, ooh, what's going on with this woman? There's like way more happening. Although we already know what's happening, but just the idea of how they presented, they're like, why is she walking on floorboards? Not to make them creak. Is there some, like, is this like A Quiet Place with John Krasinski where their aliens are going to come if they hear us make noise? I don't know. It's like, it kind of gave me a creepy vibe there too, with having the quiet. What was the deal? But we all know it's because it was a tourist attraction.
Yeah.
Yes. And the one girl saying, I know who you are. I know who you are. I caught that this time too.
Yeah.
Wait, I missed it.
When Julia went to her to ask her, how do I get out of this place? Can you get me out of this place or whatever? She says, I know who you are. I know who you are. And then she's like, yeah, well, you're no leader. You're no this, because Eden told her, to be patient.
Yeah, she should have just been patient. She would have got
Why
out.
would-
It was kind of hard. It was kind of hard to deal with all that stuff though. But she would have lived though.
Well, here's the problem. I think any of us can understand the premise. I was abducted. You're going to make me work on this plantation with a wide open field to a forest, that anytime you think you're going to make it, you think you can run fast enough to get away.
Yeah.
But, but that's even more dire.
Did
like
you
to
notice,
know that is what? What's that, Carla?
Did you notice, as they're picking the cotton, they have these big things of cotton. That's their job. They're burning the cotton.
Why?
Because it's not needed. They're just making them do this.
Yeah, they're not selling it for textiles. They're just doing it so the people have something to pick. That's all they're doing. It's crazy. So I said I'm not amending my statement, but like I do love how it all plays out. And like to Brooke's point, the fact of that victory, riding the horse, which we're given that teaser Easter egg in the middle act when we see that she's on a cover on a horse with an equestrian whatever. So as soon as she hit that horse, I'm like, oh, we know she could be okay. We know she knows how to ride.
Yeah, I noticed that this time. I didn't notice it the first time. What can I say?
Carly's like, listen, you make me watch these films that you can't get 100% of my attention all the time.
Yeah, it did break my heart that they kidnapped a pregnant woman and decided to kick her in her stomach. You know, that did break my heart.
Yeah.
There was some brutality in this that was really unsettling. I think it makes it the consequence more dire. It makes the need to get away more important. The fact that you have all these people who don't want to be there, to want to get away, who want to band together and fight against the man. You could see it on most of their faces all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it was heartbreaking to see what happens to these people trying to get away. But again, all the people who got what's coming to them, and then we got the victory lap, and just so yeah, it was fulfilling, but really heartbreaking at the same time.
Mm-hmm. I would like to see her reunion with her family, but
yeah, that's what I wanted to happen.
Well, typically, I mean, it's very typical of having that pan out, like oh, you see the cops coming in and start panning away, where she's just kind of in the shot, and then all the FBI trucks and all the police car come rolling up, and we're like, oh, the day is saved. But yeah, it would have been nice that somehow they got there, but at least he got the pin. He got the pin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah. So I love that. Brooke, what else you want to talk about in this film?
Let's see. I want to think about how I forgot her name, Gabrielle. I forgot her name.
Love her.
You loved her. She got on my nerves.
Really?
She got on my nerves.
I'm a champagne lady. I loved it.
Well, let's hear Brooke out. What was it that was annoying about her? Was she just too over the top? Or
yeah, she was like, okay, to the Asian lady. Okay, like getting her away from her. No, she was like, she was just doing too much.
Do you think she was more of a caricature than like a real person, a real character? Like she was just like one of those, like, I'm in here for comic relief, or do you think she actually had a point to be the way she was?
I don't know. Like, I just found her to be annoying. Like, she just got on my nerves.
I mean, I would actually agree. That's why I want to dig in a little bit, because I agree that, okay, she wanted to tell that man who offered her, I don't know,
vodka cran, and
vodka cran instead of a champagne lady. Like, it put him in his place for trying to do what he did, because he's got to know, he's got to learn. And but yet on the other side, the way she spoke to the hostess about that table they were going to seat them at.
Yeah.
And she got the table they should have in reality. So she was that over the top, but yeah, she was a little abrasive. Yeah. It's almost like she only knew one speed, and that was the speed she was running.
Mm-hmm.
So I can forgive it.
She said she only got time with Veronica twice a year.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah.
If that. Yeah.
But I don't know. She came along a little strong, especially when the Asian lady, was either the publicist for the venue or for the tour or the whatever. I mean, there's there's a little more diplomatic ways to do it. But yeah, I think she was just living her life the way she wanted to live it, and she was going to do what she wanted to do. And maybe that was also about the female empowerment aspect of the film.
Yeah. I feel like they was collecting like Black people that were like
the gentleman was a professor.
He was a professor.
Like not powerful, but like people that
influential.
Like Black people that spoke up, that had a voice, that said stuff. Like they wanted to bring them down low.
Which makes me wonder what Julia's deal was.
Yeah.
Because if the old man only picked Veronica / Eden, and the daughter picked everybody else. So that puts the professor on a different tier than Veronica. And also puts Julia, that's the only really name we know, this pregnant woman with a tat. Like, you don't really, it's like, I'm very curious what the the screening process was, I guess, of like why they pick who they. So if we had learned a little bit more about other than the professor, what was Julia's deal, other than being like, I'm getting the F out of here. You know, I'm just curious. Those things would have been little nice notes to have, I think, as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And speaking of screening, we need to rate this film.
All right.
So Brooke, who will go first in the rating process?
Carly.
She knows I love it. She knows
Yeah.
I love it. It is, I rate it, I'm honest, I'm still sticking with it. I rate it a solid 5. We're nowhere and we're everywhere.
Oh, nice. Well done. That puts me second, which that was my pick. So
Oh, sorry.
it's all right. It's all right. This is the luck of the draw. This is like, you know, film roulette. I cannot give it a 5. So wait, Carly, is this the same rating you gave it the last time you watched it?
Yep.
I can't give it a 5. I can't. I think it could have been handled better, or at least better to my liking for a film like this, especially going in knowing certain things. Like it could have been more Gothica, could have been more. It's like could have been hit different notes to make it creepier. Like I would have loved to have learned a little bit more about people. I would love more misdirection. So, but I would still cinematography, acting, the fact it was satisfying at the end. I'm going to give it a 4. Okay. Now I am ill prepared for this altogether. I am honestly ill prepared. So I will give it 4 Lyft drivers.
Nice.
Okay.
I mean, that woman should have known when the Lyft driver is calling her back saying, Where are you? He's like, no, I'm in the car. I'm like, dude, I would have been like, wait, I'm in the one cab?
I don't understand why she didn't take her heel and like stab him in the eye or something. Like I would have took my heel and just stabbed him, just started stabbing him.
Well, the guy did come from behind and like pulled her back,
but was just like.
But if somebody's telling you like, "Hey, I'm here. Where are you?" and she's like, "Oh, I'm in my car. Don't worry, I'm in." I don't know. I think that's on her.
Mm-hmm.
And then she noticed that it was the girl. She was like,
"Yeah."
With the lipstick.
Yeah, with her lipstick too.
How about you, Miss Brooke? Okay, first of all, what was your rating the first time?
I don't even remember. I think I rated it a 4.9.
Okay. So you're still going with 4.9. What is giving you a 10th off? What happened to this film? Why do you hate it so much?
I don't know why. I guess it's because Gabrielle, she got on my nerves.
Oh, she got on your nerves. Okay.
She got on my nerves. She got on my nerves.
That's all right. That's definitely a 10th off. That's like gymnastics. You could take a 10th off.
Mine was going to be a terrible rating because I was going to say a 4.9. Get your black ass out here. But I'm not going to say that. So I'm going to say a 4.9 broken necks.
Yes.
All right. I mean, that was, I will tell you, that shot of being dragged, one was super satisfying. But man, when she hit the edge of that memorial or that monument, chef's kiss, as the great Ashley Greyhouse would have said. Completely love that. I mean, because it can, you got dragged, you got hurt, you got beat, and you got snapped. So I'm all about that. So with that, though, ladies, we need to know what's next in the Classics archive. So I believe, is it you, Carly? Carly.
It's me. And I have been waiting for this movie to come on streaming for so long. We are going to watch Talk to Me.
Oh, is that the one with the baby with John Travolta's voice? Is that no? That's not this one.
I'm like, could be considered a horror movie, you know. But
wait, what was it? Now I wonder what that movie was. Anyway.
Look Who's Talking.
Oh, Look Who's Talking, and Look Who's Talking 2. I think also had a dog with Bruce Willis. That's a whole other story. But we're going to go with one that's about a little bit of a handshake, I think, if I recall. Which I am also been waiting on this film because it looks creepy as hell. Anytime you like let loose a demon that's going to follow you around forever, that's on you. They told you no longer than 20 seconds. That's what they said.
Well, my son Marcus Well, granted, he was high, but watched it and it freaked him out. So I'm like, yes, give me this.
Maybe we all need
movie.
to be
Give me
high
this
when we watch it.
movie."
I mean, I could take maybe a couple gummies. That's about as high you're gonna get me. I'll still be like, yeah, I was sober. Sorry.
yeah. Yeah, that was hey, it's legal here. But well, I'm just saying.
That's okay. Hey, I'm not. Hey, I'm not here to judge anyone. I'm just telling you, I ain't gonna do it because that's just a personal preference. I'm more fun sober. That's all I'm saying.
Wait to see this movie. I have been scouring for it to come up, and that's okay.
There's been a lot of tears shed from your side.
Oh yeah. So seriously, tears. No.
I mean, the fact that you were like, but it's not. I gotta pay for it still. I don't want to pay for it.
I didn't want to pay for it.
No.
No, I pay for enough streaming.
That's right. That's why we pay for
platforms as it
streaming, so we
is.
don't have to pay extra.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I think I'm gonna watch it now because it looks really good.
Brooke, can you do me a favor and just wait till the show's over?
Wait,
Before Can you just give me 3 more minutes of your time, please? That's all I'm asking. No, but it looks exciting. It looks really good. I'm excited to dig into it for sure.
Yeah, the still that I saw when I was flipping through, I was like, oh, because she's got the creepy black eyes, big, just demon eyes.
I can't wait.
Yes.
Yeah. I might watch it tonight and then maybe watch it next week again. Not like I should have done an Antebellum and watch it several times to get all the nuance. But at least you two both got the nuance.
Yes.
Fortunately or unfortunately, I knew what I was looking for. Although it was a little weird. Like I said, I'd say it's like, why is she doing those weird things? But then it makes complete sense when you're trying to understand her escape plan, which was so cool. Just so cool. I think she was I think that planning in of itself was very cool to like watch.
Open your eyes.
Oh, yeah. But they weren't supposed to bring cell phones. I'm just saying.
Nope.
You break the rules, this is what happens.
Yeah.
But with that, my ladies, thank you again for an amazing week, an amazing Sunday night. And I don't know. Mine's a big fat ugly one. Anyway, so with that, but it still conveys my heart, and that's all that matters. So with that, Carly, have a lovely night. Goodbye to you. Brooke, an amazing pick as always. To you, I bid you adieu. And to you, our lovely audience, thank you so much for joining us this Sunday night. And remember, we are always here to scare you later.